Hi, I'm Ryan Finch, one of the co-founders of First Class Real Estate. Thank you so much for joining on and listening to this video. Today, we are gonna talk about one of the most important things you're gonna need to know if you're running a self-employed business. So there you are, opening up a business. You have 752 things you have to work on. There may be more, there may be less. I just made that number up out of nowhere. But the point is, you got all these things in your brain. What's the most important thing? And you're trying to figure that out and you're gonna work on it. You've got to generate business, you've got to handle the business, you've got to do marketing, you've got to do accounting. You have so many things that you have to be able to do. I don't know where this came from, but something happened in my brain where I just decided I have to have enough business and know that revenue's coming in to make any other decision. If I don't have any business, I can have perfect business cards, I can have my name all over a vehicle, I can have TV ads and radio ads, but that's gotta get paid for somehow. So I have to have the money, I've gotta have an accountant so I can count all that, but in order to do that, I've gotta have one thing and one thing only. I've gotta have contracts. You have to sign contracts every single day. I don't care what kind of business you are, what you're doing, there has to be contracts. Somebody every day has to be getting a contract signed. If you're in a construction business, somebody's gotta be out there running into the sales side and getting new contracts even while somebody else is project managing. If that's you, you're doing both. If you're a real estate agent, you've gotta generate leads, you've gotta set appointments, and you've gotta get contracts. Every time you go into an appointment and you don't get a contract, you wasted everything else that led to that. You have to get contracts. This is the beauty of it. Contracts are what's gonna set up called a valuation. Your valuation of your business is based on the dollar amount of those contracts, right? So if you get really good at contracts, you can do buyer contracts, you can do listing contracts, you can do hiring agent contracts. All of this is what you're working on to build the business valuation. Each of these are worth something. So if I sign a listing agreement with a seller, then that agreement is worth a dollar amount, depending on the percentage. If I sign a $300,000 buyer contract, then that could be worth $9,000, right? So I'd be able to look at that. Now again, if you go back and watch our other video on multiplying, that's a one-to-one. If I sign a contract hiring a real estate agent, that has a value. It depends on the split, it depends on the model. You can check out some of the other videos as we talk about that. But when you look at that, you're also gonna have to identify how many transactions did that person do in the previous year. Ideally, you're gonna thin down how much you're gonna get on that contract. Why does that matter? Because then you're gonna sign more contracts. So if you can sign more and more contracts, then you're gonna build a valuation faster. If you go for a home run, trying to keep all the money, you're gonna end up signing a contract and it's gonna end up where they are splitting. They're leaving your company and you don't get the fulfillment of that contract, right? So start paying attention to how many people are doing that, because your model may not make sense. There may not be enough value. You may be taking too much off the top that they can't pay their bills. They can't afford to live. They can't afford to do their marketing. They can't afford to go out and get contracts at a way that allows them to make money. So you're going out there, you're getting contracts. Imagine if you're running a brokerage, what your business would look like if you signed on a new agent every single day that month. What would that do to the valuation of the rest of your business? I'm not saying the other stuff's not important. You've got to do marketing. You've got to do accounting. You've got to lead your people. You've got to do training. Yes, I get it. All of that's got to be there. But if you don't work on contracts, then you're really not building a valuation of a business. You're just spinning the same thing every day. If you're going home, pulling your hair out, and you're exhausted at the end of the day and there's no new contracts, then you're slowly dying. So focus on contracts every single day. I'm saying this over and over again because I want you to see the importance of these contracts. Also, your contacts should lead to contracts. Your database should be who you're reaching out to get new contracts. But if you're focused on that, and I'm saying contracts 100 times because I wanted to just resonate in your head over and over and over again, contracts, I gotta get a contract, I gotta get a contract. You can't come up with some excuse, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. That's your job. You're gonna build a value. A valuation is also representation of your value, because what you come up with in the process and system that leads to contracts is your value. That's how you value a business, is the process in which it leads to those contracts. If you can help agents come in and get more contracts, your business value is growing. If you have contracts with agents that are coming on, your value is growing. If they can go in and get listing contracts because there's a great listing presentation or different things like that, then you're growing the value for them. All of this is based on contracts, their contracts and your contracts. That is how you're gonna grow your business. That's how you're gonna build your valuation. And that is the number one thing you have to focus on.